this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I hope that everyone who's watching has had an absolutely lovely Christmas period. Whether it's something you celebrate or not, I hope you've at least been able to have a bit of a rest, a bit of a break with your family, and had a lovely peaceful time. It is the 30th of December. I am getting ready for New Year's tomorrow, and New Year's Eve has always been a bit of a big thing to me. I'm not sure why, other than my dad always really liked it and he kind of instilled that in me growing up. I remember the first time that I stayed up till midnight and he took me out into the road. We used to go out in the road and sing Auld Lang Syne. And said, look, if you look in the sky, you can see the new year coming in. And that is so not my dad. He is not the kind of, romantic type. So it always stood out in my memory. And I don't know, I really love New Year's. Anyway, because of that, I thought that I would like to do a video this year where I just talk a little bit about my plans for diamond painting, for my channel, for everything to do with this hobby and me for 2025. Yeah, it's kind of like a diamond painting New Year's resolution video, I guess, although nothing hard and fast. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't do any of the things that I talk about in this video. But I just thought I would talk to you about what I'm planning, what I'm thinking about, what I think I'm going to enjoy next year, all of that kind of thing. And I thought, what better thing to work on while I'm doing that than the first month for my 2025 calendar that I got from Diamond Art Club. Because I've finished a row of my current diamond painting and I haven't decided what I'm going to work on next. And I'm probably not going to work on anything in the next couple of days because we will have my parents here for New Year's Eve and for a couple of days. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. So if you haven't seen this, by the way, they do still seem to have some available. Apologies for the big glare here. There's nothing I can do about it because it's so dim. If I don't do that, you won't be able to see anything. But yeah, they have, oh, one of my cats just knocked something off the windowsill. They do have this still available, so you can grab it if you want to. And I thought it would be fun to have a look at this today. So I'm going to be working on this month by month as I go through the year. So what better thing to work on right now? And I think I would just actually use the Diamond Art Club toolkit. It's not a kit I'm really going to be multi-placing for at all because these drills, I don't know how to describe it, but they're not laid out in a grid like you need for multi-placing. So they're all going to be single placed anyway. So I'm going to use their twist and pick applicator pen, and I will give the tray a go as well. I have actually used one of these small trays before when I did some mini dazzles in the summer. And the one I had, it kind of stuck a little bit when the drills were coming around there. So I don't know if that is something about these small trays or if it was just that one. So I thought I'd give that another go. I'm not kitting up for these. I'm just going to be cutting into each one as I go and then sellotaping them up to keep them for spares in case I need them. So what's the best way to do this? I guess I'll just start with things on the side and then work my way up. I'll probably just peel this back as I go. And yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out. It's not serious. So let me get myself set up to start with these little bits of brown for the twigs. And then I will crack on with telling you my plans. That's a few, yeah, that's all the colours for the twiggy bits, I think. Okay. So let's start with number 7. I hope you can see okay. I have brought you in a fair bit, but maybe if I bring you in a little more, that might be a bit better. So my diamond painting New Year's resolution number 1 is actually around projects like this. It's that I have got a lot more into doing these kind of small projects. I never used to be that interested in them at all, like seriously at all. Oh look, that's already at the surface because I did it for when I was showing this in my unboxing video. I did some coasters. And well, I literally did like a couple of them. And then I've done some of the mini dazzles. Do you know what? It's really dark when my hand covers the light. I wonder if I can set something up from here. I don't think I can. I think it's just, it's fine. It is what it is. I'll deal with it. So yeah, my first one is to do more of the small projects because I've realised that they are something I enjoy, where I didn't used to think that I did. Oh, this is really hard to see. It's where I have my light set up. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to move my light to the other side. So the weird glare patch that you see there is going to shift to this side. And then my hand won't be getting in the way and creating shadows so much. So bear with me. Right, I think that's the best I can do. So hopefully that's okay for you. So where was I? Yeah. So more mini projects. So I'm going to be doing this calendar throughout the year, probably working on it towards the end of each month or the start of a new month. And I also have my months of the year mini dazzle set that I'm going to be doing the same thing, working on that on a monthly basis. I recently got quite a stash of mini kits. There's a bit of putty coming around the edges there, which I showed on my last video just before Christmas. So I've got a lot of lovely paint gems to do. I never actually got round to doing that Christmas one because I was just so busy through Christmas. But I also have, I think it was 4 sets of mini dazzles from Diamond Art Club. And I might look out for some more of those kinds of things. I also have a coaster set from Diamond Art Club that I would like to do at some point. And I have like a cheapy coaster set that I mentioned already that I started a long time ago now, which I might like to finish that as well. The main reason I think that I'm enjoying them is just, I like the thrill of the completion. You know, I've never been like a really prolific diamond painter. I'm absolutely in awe of the people who you see can complete just masses of them in a year. What have I done with the drills? Oh, there they are. But I did used to get more done than I used to. I think the first year or so of diamond painting, I got maybe 16 done. I'm not sure. And then like the past couple of years, like, I don't know, I probably only done about 10. And by the way, when I say in the year, for me, that is from April to April, because I started diamond painting in April 2021. So I've always done things like my year in review videos based on that. So yeah, I've got time to knock off a couple more before, before my year end. That sounds a bit official, doesn't it? So yeah, that is New Year's resolution. Well, diamond painting resolution number 1 is to do more small projects, to embrace the new thing that I found that I enjoyed, that I didn't used to think I did particularly enjoy, and just to do that and not worry if it means that I get even fewer of the big ones done, because it doesn't matter. It's all about having fun. This is a hobby. And then my second resolution is to make sure I finish off all of my current whips. Pretty standard stuff. So I have 4, I believe, unless I've forgotten any. So one of them is Christmas Cabin by Donna Gelsinger, which I started in November, and it's a big one, and I knew I wasn't likely to get it finished this year, and I definitely will not. I've got about halfway, maybe a smidge over halfway. I haven't decided yet whether I'd like to do a little bit more after my parents leave. I may well do another row before packing it away, but then it's most likely going to get packed away until next winter. Or possibly I'll want to do it earlier in the year so I have it ready for the Christmas season. I'm not sure. That is very possible, actually. But I'm not going to carry on working on it till it's done because there's other things that I would like to be doing. And it'll just stop feeling quite so seasonally appropriate, because that's a big thing for me. So that one's kind of fine because I always knew that that one would not all get done in one go. But I do have 3 other whips still after that I want to get done. So let's see, in sort of rough order of when I started them. So I think the first one I started was outside the sweet shop. that is a painting from Diamond Art Studio, which some people may have heard of because it's a very popular painting for obvious reasons. And I started it knowing it would take me a long time because it's a high confetti piece, and ones like that I tend to break up, so I do a row or two and then I take a break because otherwise I find the confetti gets a bit wearing and I stop enjoying it. And this is a hobby. I only want to be doing it if it's fun for me. And what I was doing earlier in the year, sorry if you can hear rattling, Xander has come into the room and decided to settle himself on a brown paper bag, which for some reason is on the floor. And it's making lots of crinkling noises. So, yeah, what I was doing was every time I finished another project or stopped working on another project, I would pick it up and do a row of it. And I got a good amount of the way in doing that, but then something went wrong. And I think I haven't actually done a row of it since maybe early autumn, maybe even the summer. I think what happened basically, do you know what? I'm just going to go for the 5s. Embrace all the 5s I've got to do because it'll be nice and easy rather than having to change colours that often. Oh my goodness, Harry. Harry's jumping around on boxes behind me. He's cross that he's not allowed out anymore today. Yeah, I think what happened was it got to the part of the year when I really wanted to focus more on seasonal paintings. So there was Halloween and then of course there was Christmas, and I had certain things that I wanted to do in that time frame and it didn't allow much time. Because I snuck in an extra Halloween kit compared to what I planned to do. I started one for Diamond Art Club and then I got Diamond Art Studios 12 Days of Spookmas and decided to do that, which I really, really enjoyed. But then by the time I'd done those two, it was mid-November and I really wanted to get onto some Christmas things. I wanted to start Christmas Cabin, which I did, and I wanted to do some other small Christmas projects this year, which I also did. I'm not showing you any of my whips, but by the way, you might find it a bit random because I did wonder about this. It would make more sense to show you them. And what I will do is I will pop up a screen of each, a picture on the screen of each of them as I'm talking about them. But my next video next week will be my quarterly review video. So as I said before, I don't do a year-end review at the end of December like a lot of creators do. I do it in April to celebrate another full year of ending diamond painting. But what I do is every 3 months I put up a video showing what I've completed that quarter and what my whips are. So I will be getting all of my whips out in a few days. So I frankly don't want to do it right now. And I don't need to because you'll be seeing them soon. But I don't think anything's changed on any of them since I last showed them anyway. So yeah, there's Outside the Sweet Shop, and I thought I would maybe do it in a year, but because I haven't gone back to it at all recently, it's stalled and it desperately needs some attention. So yeah, I would really like to get some more of that done soon. And then I also have a little tiny kit, a Randall Spangler one, that I got. I think I got it on Amazon.com and used my Stackry address. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, basically if you are not living in the US but you want to buy things such as the Diamond Art Club kits on Amazon.com that you can't buy directly to the UK, what you can do is get a forwarding address. I use Stackry, but there's others available. And then that gives you a US address so you can have it sent there. Anyway, so I've got a little mini kit, which is ever so sweet. But I started it and I did a row and just for some reason it didn't hit the spot. And I haven't got back to it since. That was months and months and months ago. So I've got that to finish and that won't take too long. But yeah, it needs doing. I think I was finding the round drills a little irritating on it. They're from a period where they weren't lining up as well. It's a Diamond Art Club, so the drills are beautiful, but I couldn't multi-place with them and it was annoying me a little bit. Since then, since that kit came out, Diamond Art Club has tightened the grid for their round drills, so they actually fit a lot nicer. And yeah, I don't think that will be such a problem anymore. But so I've got that one to finish, and that kit is tiny. And then I also have a Mooney Made kit, which I started in March and did about half of and haven't gone back to since. And again, that's the same sort of thing. I wasn't really feeling the love for round drills. So yeah, I haven't done that much of it really. But my plan, the part where the resolution comes in, is that I would like to, let's see, let's be realistic here. I'm not going to get all, well, I'm ruling out Christmas Cabin anyway. I'm not even going to try and finish that by April when I do my year in review. Realistically, I'm not likely to get Outside the Sweet Shop done either, because unless I start it and I just get super into it and don't get the feeling that I need breaks from confetti and can power through. But I don't think that's likely because I enjoy high confetti pieces, but only really in small doses. I would like to make a good amount more progress on that. I would love it if I could be, you know, maybe, I mean, it's hard because I can't remember where I am now. Maybe like 2/3 to 3/4 of the way done with it, so that I feel like with one last really good push, I could then get it done. And I definitely want to get the Mooney Made and the Randall Spangler finished by April. So that is the resolution around those. Okay. So that was my second New Year's diamond painting resolution. Pretty obvious one. And then the third thing that I want to set as a goal for myself this year is to try at least one more new to me company. I'm a creature of habit and a creature of comfort, and when I find companies that I really like, I don't know, I suppose it goes back to what I was saying about not being particularly quick. I'm always a little daunted about trying a project from a place that I know might take me ages, and like, what if I don't enjoy it as much? And then, I mean, it's silly because I can just not work on it. Like, it's literally not a reason not to try somewhere. But that's the way my brain works. So yeah, I end up doing a lot of Diamond Art Club, and Diamond Art Studio is the other one that I always plan to have at least one from them on the go. But there's not a lot of room in my schedule for trying too many others, but I want to. Why isn't that going on? What's going on there? I have no idea what I was doing. It's gone down now. Sorry, I just had to go open the door because I'd accidentally locked my husband and son out. So yeah, where was I? Trying new companies, yeah. So basically, I find it a little difficult because I like to stick to what I know. But on the other hand, I also love trying new companies. I love supporting different shops. And I don't want to get too pigeonholed. So I would really like to try at least one new shop this year. And by that, I mean actually do the painting. So ones I have on my list to try, Oroloa would be one. I have bought one from Oroloa before, but then I ended up changing my mind about the image and destashing it. But I hear they are starting to hand render, and they put out some lovely pieces. In particular, they have them by, oh, what's his name? I can't think of the name of the artist that I like. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. So yeah, I would really like to try some of those. I've also heard good things about Carrot Art, who I think are in Germany. And do let me know if there are other small shops that you think that I would like to try. I do stick to licensed artwork, and I will happily try from places where the shipping's going to be quite a lot to me, but I'm going to have to really love an image to pay, you know, £50 shipping or something like that it can be. So yeah, let me know any others that you think I might enjoy, if you know the sorts of things that I enjoy. There is another one that I would like to try, but I'm pretty confident I will try this year, and that is Jaded Gem Shop. I have a couple of her pieces already, and that is exactly why I think I'm going to be trying her, because the fourth resolution I have is to make a start on my comparison project. So I put up a video a few months ago, and I'll show you an image of the artwork now that I'm going to be talking about. So it's called The Apprentice. and it's by an artist called Cat Fedora, who I really, really love. She's been licensed by Jaded Gem Shop and by Mooney Made, and actually the one that I will hopefully have remembered to show you that I'm working on from Mooney Made is a Cat Fedora as well, and I absolutely love her artwork. And I bought The Apprentice from Jaded Gem Shop, and I was a little daunted when it came about how intense the confetti was, but you know, that was the option available to me. And then Jaded Gem Shop started doing what they call pixel charting, which is their name for hand rendering. So their original style they call hybrid rendering, and what they mean basically, as I understand it at least, is that it's a computer render that then someone has gone over by hand and smoothed out any sort of, you know, computer errors or like really, really unnecessary bits of confetti that the computer might have left in there. But it's still largely going to be the computer render. It is still going to be quite a high confetti piece. And she started doing pixel charting, and The Apprentice came out in pixel charting, and I had to have it because it looked so amazing. So I got that as well, and when it came, I put a video up showing it, and I asked in that video whether people thought that it would be a good idea for me to do a comparison project, because when it came, I thought, I never really thought of myself as doing a project like that. What I mean by a comparison project is basically me doing both of them and comparing how they look. And it's something that has been done by other creators, in particular Diamonds and Washi has done several comparison projects, and I've really enjoyed all those series, you know, and she's done them section by section, doing the same corresponding section, and then, you know, just talked through the pros and cons of the different methods, what she likes, what she doesn't like. And that's the sort of thing I'm thinking about doing. And the advantage that I have is that these two are both of exactly the same artwork, of course, but they're also from the same shop, and they are exactly the same size. I think it's 60 by 60 centimeters, and they are both in square drills. So it is a really, really true comparison. So I put up that video and asked if people thought that would be interesting, and I had a lot of comments saying, yes, I would like to see that. And I kind of already wanted to do it anyway at the point I put the video up. So that is what I am going to be doing. I'm going to caveat this now and say I would like to start this year. I'm not really putting any kind of targets on how far I want to get through it, because frankly I don't know how I'm going to find it. I don't know if I'm going to find it really repetitive and boring, and then with the fact that I don't get through many paintings, you know, will that make the whole thing fall apart? I hope not, but I'm just trying to be honest here about my thoughts. But what I will do is start them both, probably complete a row of each, and then come back and do a video. And I would expect this to be something that takes me, I mean, at least the year, but probably longer, because I imagine I will want to break it up quite a lot so that it doesn't get too samey. But my resolution here is just to get that started, to get it kicked off, to make some good progress on it in 2025. I'm realizing suddenly that I've confused things, because I've started this as a resolutions for 2025, and then I've also talked about how I think about my diamond painting year as being April to April. So I don't know, bear with me. What can I say? It is chaotic in this head of mine. Hopefully I'm making sense. And then the fifth kind of resolution that I had was just thinking about some of the kits that I've had for a long time in my stash that I would really like this to be the year that I work on. So the ones that jumped out, I thought about 4 different kits that I thought, yes, I really, really do want to work on these this year. There's kits in my stash that I've had for a long time that I know realistically I'm never going to get to, not because I don't like them anymore, because I don't buy kits that I don't like, but because maybe my tastes have changed, so I don't love them anymore. And more to the point, they're kind of never going to reach the top of the queue. But I have some that I've had for ages, and it's more that I've been kind of saving them, I guess. That I know that I definitely want to do them one day, but I've just never never felt like the time was right for them. And yeah, I thought that this would be a good year to get some of those done. So the ones that I was thinking of, and again, I will try and remember to put pictures up on the screen of them. I say this, and then when I'm editing back, I'm like, Kat, you didn't leave any time or space to put a video up even. So a picture up. So yeah, I'll try. Bear with me. I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination. So the first one is All Things Become Love. It was a kit by the artist Dean Russo, who does these very, very vibrant kits. And it came out in a period when Diamond Art Club was losing the licensing contract for a few artists. I think they were under like a group, like a certain management or something, because it seemed like it was all of them in common. And they had this series of kits coming out from Dean Russo. And I think they probably had planned that they would be, you know, kits that they would have for a long time. But they lost the license some point between licensing those artwork and producing them. So basically they were able to release them for one run only as limited editions. And there were some really popular kits. I think there were 4 of them that came out and they sold out in a flash. I think I was quite lucky because there was only one I really, really wanted, because it was an expensive day for people who wanted the lot, knowing that they weren't going to hang around. But All Things Become Love has a cat. It's got a very, very confetti-filled cat with lots of bright, chaotic colours. And then it's got this vibrant pink background. And yeah, it's just, I really like it. So that is one that I would really like to get out and do this year. And then another one I've been thinking I would like to get around to doing finally is Running the Distance. That kit is by Dimitri Milan, who is one of the favourite artists I've ever had at Diamond Art Club. And I've had several pieces of theirs. This was probably the first, I think it may even be the first that Diamond Art Club came out. And I remember it was around the autumn of 2021, like quite soon after I started buying from them. So I've had this kit for ages. I actually rebought it at one point to get it in upgraded drills. And I haven't got around to doing it. And I think that 2025 may well be the year that I get that kit done. And then the next one is Secret Temple. It's by Image World. I'm putting a picture up on the screen now, hopefully. And this one came out on Black Friday in 2023. I was very, very lucky to be sent this kit by Diamond Art Club for a sneak peek, because I mean I had voted on this in voting, and like I don't often even remember what I voted on in their voting rounds, let alone actually being offered that kit for a sneak peek. So yeah, that one worked out very, very, very nicely for me, and I was delighted. It's a big one, and I don't tend to work on too many big kits because they take me so long that it just, I get through even fewer kits and then I get frustrated. But yeah, I would like to work on that one as well. I did a jigsaw of that one. So I started diamond painting in April 2021, but the few months before that, we went through a phase, my husband and I, of doing lots of jigsaws together. And it kind of burnt out naturally before I started doing diamond painting. But me starting diamond painting was definitely the death knell of that hobby, because suddenly I was obsessed with diamond painting. Poor hubby. But yeah, we did it in that and I really enjoyed it then. So I just, it's something about the image I really enjoy. So that one is going to happen in 2025. That is the plan. And then I thought I had a 4th actually laid out, but according to my notes, it's a bit of a cop-out, and I just basically said, get some more of my Richard Lorenz kits done. I have so many Richard Lorenz kits at the moment because they are my favourites. I've got some absolute beauties, and I'm just thinking some of the ones that I've had for a particularly long time I might like to get on with. Special Delivery could be fun. There's also Fabiola. That's one of my favourites I've got, and that's definitely in the camp of kits where I'm almost reluctant to do it because I just love it so much. I don't want it to be done. To quote Diamonds and Washi again, Katie talks about rainy day kits. And I suppose for me, it's a little bit one of those. I just know that I'm going to enjoy that one so much. And it's going to make me so happy that I kind of don't want to do it and have it already be done. My voice is starting to die. I've got that thing where I don't feel unwell. I don't really have a cough other than now and again. But if I talk a lot, for some reason, that makes me cough. Why isn't that going down? I don't understand. Why is that not going down? It's not a concave bottom or anything. What? Okay. Right, we've got a drill in that space. Oh my goodness, now that one won't go. Is it just sticking to the putty? I'm not sure. I haven't used this putty much because generally I just use my own. I just thought it'd be fun to use what came with the kit. And it's doing a good job, but yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there. So I will try and speed up a little bit just in case my voice completely collapses because, yeah, talking a lot makes me cough and we're seeing friends tonight, so I could do with having a voice. So resolution number 6 is just to get my stash in order a bit. I have more diamond paintings at the moment than I ever have before, and it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I've had to put some up in the loft because I'm completely out of space. I've got a pile on top of my wardrobe that are ones that I know I would like to destash, but I need to be brutal and find more, I think. I've just got to be realistic. I was talking to my husband about it the other day and he was like, well, how many have you got? You know, realistically, like, you're not going to stop buying them. And how long could you go just with what you've got in your stash right now? And I said, probably about 7 or 8 years. And he's like, yeah. He's not, he doesn't, you know, tell me off or anything. But he made the very reasonable point that that's probably not sensible if I'm not going to stop buying to have that many in the stash. So I definitely need to do some destashing. As I said before, it's not that I stop liking kits really, but sometimes I don't feel the same kind of burning need to do them after a while. If they've sat in my stash for a while and I haven't wanted to do them yet, either I know that I definitely still want to do them and I'll keep them forever until I get around to it, or I look at it and start to think, I like it, but it's never reaching the top of the queue. So I need to figure that out and sell on the ones that are never going to reach the top of the queue. I think I need to just bite the bullet, and you know, it's really tempting in destash groups to try and get a really good price because you can with things like Diamond Art Club kits that hold their value. But I think I need to just bite the bullet, keep my prices inviting and sell some of them on. So yeah, that is another part of the plan. Oh, the cough is becoming bad. I hope I'm not too annoyingly husky now. Number 7 on my list is to keep finding small shops to try and support in the accessories field. I don't tend to buy putty for obvious reasons because I make my own. But I could do that, you know, just to support other shops and see, because, you know, different putties can work well for different occasions, and I'm not going to sit here and say mine is the best ever. So yeah, that could be interesting, but I'm thinking more things like pens and trays, the things that you see on my small shop hauls a lot already, but maybe branching out, trying some different places, not just sticking to my favorites. I'm better at that with trays. With pens, I feel like I've tried a lot in the past and not so very many have worked out for me, but I don't want that to put me off trying places that I might still really enjoy. So yeah, keeping an eye out for other small shops to support is always high on my list of priorities. And then number 8, I've just got a little kind of resolution around plans for my channel. And I put channels because I have my TikTok channel as well. But I use them kind of differently. So my YouTube, I do mention my shop on here because I talk about my life, and you know, it's obviously a big part of my life because it's my work. But I also decided early on that I didn't want to make the channel all about my shop and promoting my shop, because I'd been doing this for a long time before I started the shop. And I didn't want people who weren't interested in that to feel like to feel like this channel was no longer interesting or relevant for them. Whereas my TikTok channel, I started that first of all, and I used to do a lot of ASMR type videos. But when I started selling on TikTok Shop earlier this year, that one really did go over to just shop stuff pretty much. So I use it to promote my TikTok shop, and that's not realistically going to change because that's how you sell on TikTok, really. It's a whole different model to Etsy, and you do have to be promoting it in that way. So yeah, I have a few plans for TikTok shop, mainly around doing more day in the life type videos and getting some more of those ASMR videos back in there. But most of my plans and thoughts are around YouTube, which is sort of a bigger deal for me, I guess, the one that means a little more when it's growing as a channel. I thought this year I would like to do an updated stash video. I haven't done one in about a year and a half, and I know that that's something that a lot of people enjoy watching. I'm daunted by it because the last one took ages and my stash is bigger since then. But yeah, that is something that I would like to try and do this year if I can. Another thing I've been thinking of, sort of along the lines of what I do on TikTok, I have seen some creators put out really cool videos with real-time ASMR. And they literally just sit there for a while with a camera near where they're diamond painting and just diamond paint, no chat. So it's not like a whip and chat, which I've said before I enjoy doing and I would definitely like to do more of this year. But I find a little difficult to, you know, just to kind of think of enough things that I am happy to share, because I don't share everything about myself because this is the internet and my family have private lives and you know what I mean. I like to be open and transparent, and I think who I show you here is a good indication of who I am, but the internet is a strange place. So yeah, I don't like to do those too often. But yeah, let me know if you think that kind of real-time ASMR would be something that you would enjoy. It's sort of, you know, maybe half an hour or so of just close-up placing of drills, hearing those putty pops, hearing the rattle of drills, all that kind of thing. I know it's something that some people are not going to be interested in at all, but I think other people potentially really do like it. So let me know if you think that would fit in well on my channel. I've also been considering doing vlog type videos. I'm a little on the fence about this. Again, it's something I'm not being particularly original. A lot of other creators are starting to do vlog type videos. I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence about whether I think that's something I would enjoy doing or not. I feel like it's hard to do without showing my face, and I'm just not sure I'm at a point where I feel confident to do that, because I know myself. I know that I will struggle if there's a camera in my face, knowing where to look, knowing how to be natural. And when I don't show you my face, I can be quite natural. I can be me. If I'm thinking about that, I don't know. I don't know if it'll work in the same way. I love it when I see other creators do it. I don't know if it's for me or not. But I could do it without doing that. And then I start to think, oh, you know, your house is too messy. Nothing's organized. Like, I don't know. It's something that I'm interested in doing in theory. We shall see if I ever feel I can actually put it into practice. And the last part of this particular resolution of, you know, the plans that I have, I'm sort of using resolution loosely at this point. But I just mean, you know, a general thing of, you know, the plans I have for my channels is that I was thinking a little bit about subscriber count. I know that it's not healthy to focus on these things, and I don't particularly, but it is, for me as a creator, satisfying if I see that my subscriber count is going up. It makes me feel reassured that I'm doing something right, that if people are clicking on my videos and enjoying them enough to stick around. So I'm at, where am I? I think 4,100 and something at the moment, which is amazing. When I started this channel, which was, well, it's almost 3 years ago now, I never thought anyone would want to watch, really. And I hit 1,000 in the first year, and that was mind-blowing. And then since then it's gone a little quicker, which is, I think, partly just the nature of how YouTube growth works. You know, your channel gets a bit bigger, your videos tend to get a few more views, a few more people see them, etc. And it's also a lot to do with the generosity of companies who have let me work with them. And some of those videos have then been quite popular. So, yeah, I can't remember the exact figures. But I feel like, I think to aim for 6,000 would be too high. I don't think, based on how previous years on my channel have gone, that that is necessarily achievable. But maybe somewhere over 5,500 subscribers, I think would feel like a good way to end 2025. That would make me feel like, you know, things were going well. So we shall see. Okay. That's the end of that one. This is becoming a lot more waffly than I anticipated. I mean, shock horror, right? If you follow my channel and me waffling on. I think I originally envisaged it as like a fairly quick 10-15 minute video where I just ran through what I was thinking, but yeah, it's not me, is it? I am a talker, even when my voice is collapsing on me, so yeah. Point number 9 on my list was just plans around my shop, and that's pretty vague stuff. I've included it on here because it feels wrong to not include such an important part of my life, which is also tied so closely to my hobby and to the purpose of this video. But I don't really have resolutions for the shop so much as to just keep doing what I'm doing, which is, you know, to keep trying to improve, keep trying to provide the best customer service I can, keep trying to provide the best products that I can. So yeah, keep growing, keep expanding the range, keep trying to find new ways to do things when I can, you know, within the realms of what I do, which is always primarily going to be putty, because, you know, if I had another brilliant product to sell people, I would include it in the shop. But I don't want to diversify for the sake of it. I don't want to add things to the shop that I don't feel truly add something to the experience of my customers. So, yeah, I think I'll stick true to my putty roots for the most part. I have a few big things planned. So I have a project planned for probably around the springtime, which should be quite a big one. And I'm finalizing details to figure out exactly how I'm going to go about pulling it off. And then the other thing, which completely flies in the face of what I just said about sticking true to my putty roots, is that a long time ago, literally over a year ago, I bought a 3D printer, and I haven't managed to find it anywhere in my house to put it up, but we have redecorated in the past few months, and I think I could just about do it now. So it's still in the box. It's lived in the box in the corner of my kitchen for over a year. Oh my goodness, I'm so ready for this thing to not be there. So yeah, I would like to get that set up and start practicing, I guess is the goal. I wouldn't go so far as to make a goal about having products that I can sell, because honestly, I don't know if I'll ever get there or not. I know that these things aren't necessarily that easy, that there's a lot of skill and practice that has gone into people making great 3D printed products. But I want to get it up and working and see if I can do anything with it. And then if I can, then I do have some ideas around variations on, you know, your typical 3D printed products like trays and pens and pots and things like that, that I could then maybe look into doing. But that's, honestly, I'm not even thinking as far ahead as making things that I can sell. I want to, for my own development and to see if it's a viable thing for the future, start at least using it. So those are my resolutions for the shop. And that brings me to my last resolution, which is just to kind of tie all of these points together. And that is quite simply just to try to keep reviewing these things as the year goes on in my quarterly reviews. So you have heard everything that is all jumbled up in my head about my plans for diamond painting and everything related to diamond painting in my life. So the shop and the channels. And I just thought it might be interesting to check back now and again through the year, probably in my quarterly review videos, to see how I'm doing, you know, to see if I've got these things ticked off or not, as the case may be. Because some of these I'm more optimistic about than others. Some of these are pretty much bound to happen, like finishing off whips and that kind of thing. Others, I don't know. That 3D printer is pretty cozy in the corner of the kitchen. But I really need to, because otherwise I've just wasted all that money on buying it. And, it, you know, challenge yourself, cat, challenge yourself. I also think about the future, you know, as a business owner, and how there's so many great products out there now. There are so many people doing putty and other similar things in innovative and interesting ways. And I need to be prepared to innovate and make sure that my business is still providing products that are still useful to people. I don't know what the future holds. You know, maybe someone's going to come along with something that is just so much better than putty. I don't know. Right now, for me, putty is my favourite diamond painting innovation that anyone's ever had. And I don't say that to blow my own trumpet, because obviously I did not come up with it. I love it. It adds a lot to my experience, and I really enjoy it, and I enjoy what I do. But who knows what the future holds? You know, at one point there wasn't scented putty. So who knows? These are quite involved. This is actually a bigger project than I thought. Probably, I guess, because it's single placed. But yeah, I've got a good chunk of it done. I wouldn't say I've I wouldn't say I've got a huge amount done. I'll try and finish this off in the next couple of days. I don't know how much time I'll have, but we shall see. So that is my video. As I say, it started out with a plan to be a bit more of a neat, concise, you know, New Year's diamond painting resolutions video in a slightly more cohesive way than it has ended up. But I hope you found it interesting anyway. You've had a brain dump basically of everything that I am thinking about for the year ahead, and I hope you found that interesting. Happy New Year to everyone, first and foremost. I'm going to do my best to get this video edited and uploaded to go live before the end of the year. So yeah, I'll say Happy New Year, but regardless, it will still be my first year it would still be my first video in 2025, so the same thing applies. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I hope that everyone has a wonderful New Year's, and I wish you all the best for 2025. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed my video and not been too put off by my progressively more croaky voice, then please consider liking the video. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would love to have you stick around. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.